Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Church. I'm the Vice President, Academic and Provost here at the Mount, and I'd like to welcome you to this most happy and joyful occasion. As we gather today, I would like to acknowledge and pay respect to the Mi'kmaq people of the land on whom we meet. Mount St. Vincent University is built on unceded Mi'kmaq territory. We also pay respect to the Mi'kmaq knowledge embedded in this land and to the elders past, present, and future. Today's event is being celebrated on social media, and we invite you to join in using the hashtag MSVU grads, all one word. You can log into our secure wireless using Mount and the password Convocation 19, all one word. So if we see you on your cell phones, we know what you're doing. And we are always pleased to welcome children here, and I see some children in the audience. We understand that children do like to move around and make noise, and that's absolutely fine. So when we do ask that only graduates come on to the stage, we'll leave the auditorium open after the ceremony, and you're very welcome to come on to the stage and take pictures after the ceremony is over. And during the ceremony, we also have up on the 5th floor, seat in 530 available for guests. It has a large screen showing the convocation ceremony in real time, and there are coloring books and crayons for our younger guests. I would now like to invite Sister Pat Wilson to the podium to give us the invocation.
Giver of all good gifts, we come here today with hearts filled with thanks, remembering the many days and years that have brought these graduates to this day of convocation. We are grateful for the people who have been supportive of them in the challenges and in the successes of their study, family and friends, faculty and staff of this university. It is here that they learned information and strategies for professional development. May they also have a renewed appreciation of how values help to create good decisions, and how care and concern for others can shape a world filled with hope. Keep the experience of these years ever before them as they move from the Mount. Open their eyes to the everyday possibilities for new beginnings. Today, we have much to be thankful for. May these graduates go from this place with joy and confidence into the many new learnings of tomorrow. And we say, so be it. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Pat. Please be seated. I would like to invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mary Bluchart, to the podium for welcome remarks.
Good afternoon. Oh, now it's getting worse as the day goes on. Good afternoon. There, that's much better. Madam Board Chair, Madam Chancellor, government representatives, Student Union President, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, graduates, alumni, families, and friends. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to Mount St. Vincent University's Spring 2019 Convocation. At our 3 convocation ceremonies, we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of more than 500 of our students from 25 different countries. They have completed their required courses of study and now receive their certificates, diplomas, and degrees from 36 programs. 119 students are graduating with distinction, 14 students are graduating with first-class honors, 27 students will receive a Senate Award of Distinction as they graduate with distinction and highest aggregate in their diploma or bachelor program. We're so very proud of today's graduates, and on behalf of the entire Mount community, I congratulate you all on achieving your academic goals here at the Mount. Well done. I'm delighted to see so many members of the Mount family counted among today's graduates, student athletes, volunteers, student union members, and some of our very own staff members. It is a privilege to join you today. Also joining our students are 3 exceptional individuals who will serve as an inspiration for our graduates and inspiration for all of us as they accept an honorary degree. We're proud to celebrate the accomplishments of these individuals, each a successful leader with deep commitments to community, opportunity, and equality. Rick Hansen, a Canadian icon who has dedicated his life to awakening the world to the potential of people with disabilities, received his degree this morning. Mandy Renahan, an award-winning entrepreneur, philanthropist, advocate for women in leadership, and trade industry ambassador, will be honored this afternoon. Gloria Ann Wesley, an educator, author, and public speaker, will be honored tomorrow morning. We look so forward to welcoming them all to the Mount family. At this morning's ceremony, we also had the pleasure of celebrating the accomplishments of Mount professors Dr. Leslie Brown of the Department of Sociology and Anthropology and Dr. Michael McMillan of the Department of Political and Canadian Studies. Tomorrow, we will celebrate Dr. Susan Walsh of the Faculty of Education. These 3 faculty are being bestowed the title of Professor Emerita or Emeritus. This special recognition is awarded to retiring faculty who have made significant contributions to the university and on the basis of nomination by their peers. Congratulations to each one of them. Yes. At tomorrow's ceremony, we will recognize Dr. Ramona Lumpkin with the title of President Emerita. The title of President Emerita is bestowed upon presidents of the Mount who have retired from the position and who have rendered exceptionally distinguished service to the university during their term of office. Dr. Lumpkin served as president of the Mount from 2010 to 2017, and at that time made a tremendous and long-lasting impact. We look forward to celebrating with Ramona tomorrow. Graduates, today you celebrate the end of an exciting but no doubt challenging at times journey. And we, your family, friends, the Mount community, celebrate heartily with you. As you look back on your time at the Mount, may you do so with great fondness for the people you've met, your friends, your mentors, your outstanding faculty and staff, the places you've been, and the knowledge and skills you've acquired. Certainly the Mount community is much stronger because each one of you has been a part of it. If you haven't attended Convocation at the Mount before, you may not know that much has changed in this auditorium recently. This Convocation is our first, with many accessibility improvements. I am so pleased to celebrate the transformation of this space we are gathered in today. One of the biggest changes made was on this very stage, which is newly accessible via leveled access. A team of dedicated staff transported numerous wheelbarrows of concrete down the halls into this center space until the work was done. As well, a new fully accessible washroom was installed nearby, and accessibility improvements were made to another. Several additional accessible parking spots were created on College Road, just behind this building, providing an accessible connection to the 4th floor of Seton Building. New stop signs to improve crosswalk signage mark this connection. These renovations are part of a bigger effort and ongoing evolution. We don't know where it'll end, but what we do know is it will not stop here. A sincere thank you to Facilities Management Director Bruce McNeil and his team for their hard work and dedication to this important renovation. And I want to look, do we have Bruce here in the auditorium? Where's Bruce? Big wave, Bruce. Thank you so much for you and your team. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge student Casey Perrin. Hi, Stacey. How are you? Who has been a valued collaborator in advancing physical accessibility efforts on campus. Casey met with me a couple of years ago in my first week here at the Mount. She shared her story, her mobility challenges, and her ideas about what the Mount needed to do to improve accessibility. And as Casey says, she provided me with a very long list. She said to me in that first meeting, all I want to do is graduate with my class and be part of the class procession. This morning, Casey graduated with her degree with her class and was the valedictorian of her graduating class and is joining us this afternoon to receive a certificate. If the degree wasn't enough, she's back for a certificate. So thank you, Casey. Accessibility has many facets, however. It's about breaking down barriers of all sorts, physical and otherwise, towards equality of opportunity. You've likely noticed that we're joined by 2 American Sign Language interpreters at today's ceremony. Accessibility of education is a focus for the Mount. My own teaching and research background is in adapted physical activity, and it's been my life's work to remove barriers, and I'm committed to further enhancements. Today's ceremony is extra special. It stands as a testament to what's possible when we work together to make our university, indeed our world, a better place for everyone. It's a privilege to be here at the Mount. Before I conclude, I'd like to extend a very heartfelt thank you to our Vice President Academic and Provost, Dr. Elizabeth Church, and Dr. Brooke Taylor, Dean of Arts and Science. Dr. Church is finishing 2 consecutive terms as our Vice President Academic and Provost, and Dr. Taylor is completing 10 years as Dean. So this marks their last convocation at the Mount in their current leadership roles. Both of them have made outstanding and significant contributions to the university, and they will be deeply missed. Your passion, Brooke and Elizabeth, your commitment to the Mount, your caring and love for our students has not gone unnoticed. We hope you're not going to go far and that we see you often back at the Mount. A sincere thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth and Brooke. Now I invite each of you graduates to join me in thanking the Mount faculty and staff who have guided your growth and learning. You have been taught and supported by the very best, as well as your family and friends who have supported you throughout your time with us. Let's give a round of applause. Finally, I would like to acknowledge all of the people who have worked to prepare today's ceremony. Ceremonies such as this do not just happen. These folks are phenomenal, and without their hard work and commitment to making this day special for you and your families, for all of us, the celebration today would not be possible, so we thank you. Graduates, today we thank you. We celebrate you, bid you farewell, but we're confident that your future will be enriched as a result of your time here as a Mount student. We look forward to having you as a long-term member of the Mount family as alumni. Come home often to visit, take good care of yourself, and take good care of others. Congratulations, you are truly amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bluchard. I'd now like to invite Professor Michael Whalen of the Department of Business and Tourism to come to the podium to present the honorary degree candidate, Mandy Renahan. I'd ask Mandy to stand while she's being presented. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. That was good, nice. Madam Board Chair, Madam Chancellor, Madam President, distinguished guests, faculty, graduates, families, and friends. It's my honor and indeed great pleasure to present to you Mandy Renahan for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Normally, the presentation of an honorary degree is a pretty somber process. Academics, despite the colorful gowns on display here today, are pretty solemn people. Not sure that describes Mandy Renahan. If you go to the website of her company, Freshco Products, not the grocery store, you'll find a page showing her senior staff, not dressed in sober business wear, but cartoon caricatures. And everyone has a nickname. It starts off with Mandy's, Bear, runs the gamut of a senior business manager named April Wine, clearly a displaced maritimer with a taste for 70s rock and roll, a national trades coordinator named the Candy Monster, and my favorite, the director of finance, nicknamed Kitten. Who doesn't want your banker to be named Kitten? Mandy does things differently. Mandy left Yarmouth, Nova Scotia at 18 and headed west like so many other maritimers. By that age, she was already a serial entrepreneur. At 10, she foraged for bait and sold it to the local fishing community. Using the profits from that venture, she bought tools and began to build log cabins in the woods. This was when she discovered and nurtured her passion for wood and structure. At the ripe old age of 19, she founded Freshco, not the grocery company, which has grown into Canada's #1 full-service reconstruction and retail service provider operating across Canada and into the United States. The company operates 3 collaborative divisions dealing with maintenance, projects, and reconstruction. I would imagine that everybody in this room has shopped in a store owned by one of Mandy's clients. They include Apple, Banana Republic, Home Depot, apologize to anybody who works for Home Depot, Lululemon, Nike, the Royal Bank, the Gap, and even Tiffany's. Mandy Renahan, however, is much more than running a successful business. She calls herself the blue-collar CEO and has a blue collar on today, and is on a mission to redefine what blue-collar means in the North American economy. In 2019, there is a massive skilled trade shortage on this continent. This impacts us directly as consumers, paying more and waiting longer for tradespeople, but also has an enormous impact on our overall economy. Companies unable to find skilled trades are not able to scale their firms to meet demand, and major infrastructure projects, such as road, transit, hospitals, are delayed and become more costly. Mandy is challenging the notion that white-collar jobs are better or more desirable. She understands that highly trained people wearing both colors of collar are needed for the continued success and growth of our country. For her tireless work in this area, she has received countless awards, including Canada's Most Admired CEO, the Toronto Region Board of Trade Business Leader of the Year, Top 25 Women of Influence, and Atlantic Business Magazine's Top 50 CEOs. I said earlier that Mandy does things differently, and I'll end with a quote from her on love and small business. Quote, "I built my companies on the true meaning of love, for something bigger than myself. This business model may not seem typical, but when you build companies based on the love of what you do, the love for people, and you give back to this amazing world we inhabit, you become an agent for change, hope, innovation, and creativity. Madam Chancellor, it's my great honor to present Mandy Renahan, entrepreneur, business leader, and agent for change, for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
That's fine. Okay, that's good, that's good. There we go. Turn a little towards them. They'd like to see your face. On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Mandy Renahan, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Do we hug?
You can.
Okay.
So I would now like to invite Dr. Renahan to come to the podium to deliver her convocation address.
Wow. If none of you know me personally, it's a good thing that you've brought children here, because I often not only come with an amazing tribe, I also come with words that are sentence enhancing. And here's the thing, everybody over here to my left, you are old enough now for me. I want to start off by thanking Mary, one of the loveliest human beings that I've met in my recent life. And she's told a story when I was being followed by the lovely lady with the other blue hat down the hallway. And she said, "Bear, do you remember what you did the day you called me and said, we'd like to give you an honorary doctorate degree?" Well, after I spit out my Caesar salad, the phone went quiet. Kind of like how I'm going to go quiet right now as I stare at all of you. This is supposed to be serious, people. I said, "Mary, I don't quite understand what you're saying to me." And she said, "Mandy, you're what the world needs more of. And you too are one of the most amazing people that I've met." And I said, "Mary, you don't understand. People don't do this for people like me." Now, you've all realized that I'm a little bit smart and a lot funny. But Mary, thank you for believing in me and believing in the diversity of hard work. I left home with a dirty hockey bag full of everything I had. True story. I had a little bit of ambition and, as you can see, a lot of personality, which is what I want to talk to you about today. I also want to give a great big friggin' hug to all my caricatures in my Toronto office and my US office that are watching right now eating very fatty foods. I love all you, and I thank you for following me in this quest to fit in to the academic world. When I left home, you need to understand something. Growing up in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, my father was a lobster fisherman. He's a handsome dude over there with a tie on. You can't miss him. I always send him a little tree with an apple falling off it, and he loves it every time. And then I have my mom sitting further down the line, who's also one of my biggest heroes in life. And I want to tell you, you might say, why are they your heroes other than the fact that they decided to make love one night? Well, there was so much love that night, there was 2 of us that came out. Stand up, gatekeeper. Yep, that's right, 2 of us. The gatekeeper now is my protector at Freshco. If you want to get to me, you better have a good story. I want to talk to you about what autonomy means to me. Those 2 people, other than the young man that I shared an apartment with for 9 months, never even knew that I left home after 3 weeks. I was always on the go. I was very athletic, and I had many jobs. I was part of the 4-H program, which is so undervalued, and it's next on my list. They didn't know I'd left home. So when she called me, she says, "Mandy, where are you right now?" And I said, "Ma, I'm gone." "Well, that's great, dear. That's great." She says, "Just let your mother know when you're coming home again." Will do. What you guys don't know is that I used to work for free at night in this very city for contractors that would teach me what I needed to know. They'd hang up the phone on me. That was before we had smartphones, kids. And I'd call them back. I actually think they only answered because I was starting to piss them off. Through that, I did a job for a local family here that was very wealthy that brought in exotic hardwoods. I was also doing that job for free until the son of a very wealthy man looked at me and said, "You are the only one, Renahan, that shows up with a smile, ambition, and looks like you know what you're doing." He said, "Can you do this job?" And this is what I always say: "Yes, but I'm going to need your credit card." And he looked at me kind of like how I'm looking at you right now. And he said, "I cannot believe that I'm going to give you my credit card, but I'm going to." Fast forward 2 weeks later, I gathered anybody that I could find with a heartbeat. And I figured it out. Not only did I do it, I did it 2 days early, and it was perfect. And when he showed up, there was a tear in his eye, half because he was frightened and half because he was so excited. And we hugged, and he said, "Renahan, you're very special." And he not only paid me, he paid me double. And my name spread across this city like a bad fart. Just so you know, youngies, like a wildfire is politically incorrect. It's a fart. Something that even my friend Mary didn't know, and part of my story, and probably a lot of what you'll never read about me, was that I was always very athletic growing up. I had a very athletic family. We loved sports. It was our bond. That and Big 8 and no-name chips on Saturday night. You're smiling because you all did it. You know you did. But in grade 4, 5, and 6, Mandy Renahan was pulled out of class and put in the special class. He was a nice man. nice trim beard. He smelled good too. I never really understood why I was being pulled out of class, but here was the thing. There was a part of me that really didn't care. But why I was being pulled out of class is because I was dyslexic. Nobody knew what that was back then. They thought that I was slow. 7 years ago, that same handsome man sent me an email. And he said, Mandy, I always knew you were brilliant. I just didn't know how to tell you. This story goes to the fact that everybody in this world is different. They learn differently. It doesn't make them something that should not be cheered on. I've become Canada and the Eastern United States' top entrepreneur. I won the Atlantic Canada's most admired CEO for Canada 2 months ago with a grade 12 education. Oh, it gets better. And last week in Fredericton, they picked 50 top CEOs, and then they picked one shining star. When they picked me, the crowd went crazy. A lot of the young millennials and the Gen Zs, because that night I did use my sentence-enhancing words, rallied to me and thanked me for being different and giving them hope. One young lady came up to me and said, Mandy, when I grow up, I want to be like you. And I said, sweetie, you can't right now. And she said, why? And I said, you need to put on 63 pounds. I'm here to tell you something that you may not want to hear. Under this robe, I'm much smaller. Under this robe, I bear many scars. I will go back to my parents and the word autonomy. They allowed me to be the absolute different lunatic that I was. They didn't know what to do with me, so they let me be. I tripped, I fell, I've been robbed, I've been blackmailed, you name it, it has happened to me. I am an East Coaster that didn't even have a garden salad until I was 23. How about that for life experience 102? The autonomy of my parents allowing me to literally come half of a cent from killing myself trying to succeed, I've become what Mary and the Mount have picked today. I've become the blue-collar CEO of not just Canada, but North America. And I am an absolute powerhouse, not only in the trades, but in every boardroom that you can find. I am bridging the gap between the blue and the white collars, and this is what was said to me the other day. Mandy, why don't we just change the blue collar to a golden collar? Look at my face while I circle the room. No. The chairs that you sit in, the acoustics that you're hearing me in, the absolute clothing that you chose today, the shower that you took, the comb you used, the car you got in, the flight that you got off of, the mechanic that you drove by today, the person that was serving you coffee, are all the reasons why you are sitting where you are today. Without the blue-collar industry, you would not function as a human being. You would be standing here with what God gave you, trying to cover up your parts, because there'd be nothing. We have a systemic trade shortage in Canada. It is not coming. It's been here for 15 years. And why, might you ask? Did I ever tell you how much I love standing here in this pretty robe? You are my new audience. Hierarchy, and some of the people sitting in this room that have children graduating from university are going to shake your heads when I say what I'm going to say next. We've loved our kids so much, we've crippled our economy. The way that you were treated as a blue-collar, not professional, has framed why our trade schools are half empty. Because nobody wanted their child to be treated the way they were. That handsome man up there with a tie I watched work tirelessly for 38 years is a legend in the lobster fishing industry. Just about killed himself. And to all the young people, Gary Renahan was a legend. To his peers, he was a lobster fisherman. One day over an alcoholic beverage is a daughter and a father do on the East Coast. He looked at me and he said, "Mandy, thank you." And I said, "Are you going to get emotional on me?" And he said, "Yes. Since you've become my daughter, people hold the door open for me. People call me Mr. Renahan. People respect me." The lesson that I would like to send to you young pups today, I'm kind of like the hamburger in between two buns. I'm not a millennial, but I'm not a baby boomer. Everybody loves a hamburger that's meat or a hamburger that's plant-based. Isn't that not correct? I'd like to leave you with something today so that you guys understand that you've only done the first leg. And I would like to take this time to tell you how proud I am, but not because you're walking out of here with a diploma. Because you were consistent enough and committed enough to be here. And that's the absolute framing of what success really is. It's not success, it's consistency. Consistently, I was pounded into the ground with barriers. But because I loved those two little people over there more than I loved myself, I did it. And I continue to do it. Personality is something that's very, very, very underrated in our society today. If you were to ask me how I've made my millions, I would have to tell you that, yes, I build. Yes, I create. Yes, I can design. And yes, I build people. But what made me the difference? When I sat in San Francisco 23 years ago in front of what they would call corporate America, with a pair of nasty pants from Reedman's on, my secretary in San Francisco was a Newfoundlander, don't even get me started. On my way to the boardroom, Reedman's let me down. This is a true story. The hems fell out of my pants, both of them. I had a young fellow with a headset on saying, "Mandy, Canada, you got 7 minutes. Well, within those 7 minutes, my newfie ran into the office, and like any innovator, she grabbed a stapler. When I realized, when I walked into that room, I wasn't just a force in trades. I was a powerhouse for change, and what everybody said, no little East Coaster could do. And that 7 minutes turned into an hour. And the big cheese that everybody feared, looking over the San Francisco Bridge, looked at me and said, "Who in the hell are you? Come to my house for dinner tonight. Meet my wife and my 2 daughters." And I looked back at him and I said, "Even my stapled pants?" He said, "Yes, and that person that's with you that I can't understand a word they're saying." In closing, I would like to explain the one thing that's made me different from anyone else in the world that I've met, and it's intent. My intent to give my parents a better life led me to a place that I'll never, ever forget. The love for me, representing an industry that's been treated like second-class citizens for most of their life and still do, make me be better. I'm redefining the collar blue and changing the answer to what do you want to be when you grow up. And I want to let you all know right now you might have a piece of paper, but you might come to my side of the tracks. And there will be nothing more sexy, more rewarding, more lucrative than maintaining the Canada that's been built by all the people that I want to give a round of applause to, while building the Canada that we want tomorrow. We are Atlantic Canadians. We need to be the first to govern the ethics behind this movement in a big way. It needs to happen now. Mary, I didn't swear once. And I also want to say, before I leave today, we're different here. I've made millions being just an East Coaster. Because of my heart, the love I have, and the ability to make people laugh while I'm inducing change. Personality is what's going to separate you from the rest of the pack. When somebody holds out their hand to shake it, give them a slap on the back. I'm being funny. I'm saying that today millennials and Gen Zs have been given the spoiled kid thing. And I want to tell you right now, I love all of your guys' guts. Because what you need more than anything is somebody like me with lots of beautiful scars to just open up the door and you need to pass through it. But the personality of who you are is what's going to take you to a place that will induce more change. Please don't stop smiling. Please don't stop talking to each other. Please do not let social media take over the human bond that's needed for us to remain us. And with that, I'm out of here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Renahan, for showing us how energy, determination, heart, and a lot of humor can make a big change in this world. I'd like to introduce our two musicians. We're very fortunate today to have Shimon Volt and Diana Torbett, and they're going to play a song that's very apt, given what Mandy has just said, What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite Tanya Lorimer-Charles, President of the Alumni Association, to come forward and give a welcome.
Chancellor O'Keefe, President Bluchart, our distinguished guests, our esteemed faculty, all the families and friends here, and to our graduates, congratulations. Today is a day for you to celebrate your academic and personal success. I say with both experience and confidence that your Mount education will influence many aspects of your life moving forward. Your professors, your peers, and the greater Mount community have helped form a unique and rich foundation for your bright futures. Throughout your time here, your experiences may also have been unknowingly shaped in part by those who graduated before you, as guest lecturers, co-op employers, university staff, mentors, and sports fans. You have felt the impact of the alumni who remain connected to this special place. I hope when you leave here today that you too will stay connected. As you are bestowed your degrees, you will receive an alumni lapel pin bearing the coat of arms of the Mount to mark your membership in the Alumni Association. you will become one of the many thousands of individuals who have come from around the globe to study at the Mount. Wear your pin with pride. And as you start the next phase of your life, please stay close and keep us informed about your news and accomplishments. On behalf of the Mount alumni, congratulations and welcome to the family.
So now we come to the moment in the ceremony why we're here today is to see our students become our graduates. So family and friends, I know many of you would like to take a picture as your student walks across the stage. Please feel free to come down to the stage. We do ask that you not come on the stage. So I will now like to ask Dr. Kim Keenapple, Dean of Professional and Graduate Studies, to come and present the graduates, and our Chancellor to come to the podium.
Before we start, I want to let you know that Senate Awards of Distinction, which are engraved pewter medals awarded by the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, will be presented to some of our graduates today. The undergraduate awards are presented in recognition of superior academic achievement to the student who graduates with distinction and the highest graduate. The master's awards are presented upon the recommendation of each graduate program. These awards will be presented along with parchments. Madam President and Vice Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study and ask that they be awarded the Certificate in Business Administration to Maria Carroll. Madam President and Vice Chancellor, the Certificate in Nonprofit Leadership to Hillary Margaret Hatcher. Casey Perrin.
Right over there.
Epiphany Spielman. Pam Strum. Madam Chancellor and Vice President, the Diploma in Business Administration to Emmanuel Beringiro. Jennifer Javier.
Over to Mary.
Kwong Wen.
Over to Mary.
Madam President and Vice Chancellor, the Diploma in Tourism and Hospitality Management on Wei Wim Ho. Jin Xuan Lin with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction. Kuma. Yuen Ko Nyo. Wei Feng Zhu. Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that be awarded the baccalaureate degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration on Hamid Reza Afkari.
Hamid, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Abdullah Al-Marit.
Abdullah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Mohammed Al-Blushi.
Mohammed, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Turkey Farmer.
Kuti, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Mubarak Abu Rahman Alisa.
Mubarak, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome.
Hussam Al-Thawab.
Hussam, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Mohammed Al-Yahami.
Mohammed, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome.
Brennan Bailey.
Brennan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Herbert Berrigan.
Herbert, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Catherine Brown.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Deborah Campbell with distinction.
Deborah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Franz Alicia Campbell with distinction.
Franz, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations with distinction. Good for you. You're welcome.
Lindsay Campbell with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Marvi Deanna Karandang with distinction.
Abby, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Allison Carpenter with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Allison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. And congratulations on the other awards, too. You did a good job.
Mariam Shamoun.
Miriam, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Ellen Collicutt.
Ellen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Maureen. Mada Brianne Michelle Conrad with distinction.
Nada, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Nu Jia Dang with distinction.
Usually, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Kendall Darling.
Angela, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Luke DeVoe.
Hi. Luke, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Anthony D. Goicia with distinction.
Anthony, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Amanda Rose Dolliver, cooperative education option with distinction.
Amanda, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Abdullah Idris.
Abdullah, I admit you to the degree of the Bachelor of Business Administration.
Hassan S. Kate.
Hassan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Colin Everett with distinction.
Colin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Laura Falconer with distinction.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Aaron Jurwa with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Sasha Gray.
Sasha, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yukon Go with distinction.
Yukon, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Zehao Go with distinction.
Zayda, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Nolan Healy.
Nolan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Adam Hendry with distinction.
Adam, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Jessica Herman.
Jessica, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Connor Hurdle, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Connor, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Great. Good job. So happy to see you.
Jeru Hong.
Gregory, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Andrew Derek Hull.
Andrew, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Wilson Eisner, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Wilson, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Good job.
Jenna Jameson.
Jenna, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Riley Jessen.
Riley, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yi Jin, Cooperative Education Option.
Yi, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Hannah Kaiser.
Hannah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Brandon Lang.
Brandon, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Genesis Lamb with distinction.
Genesis, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Jing Liu.
And I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Rui Liu.
Marie, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Lucas Lockey.
Lucas, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Jillian Logan.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Zachary Lorenz Rose.
Zachary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome. Good luck.
Jennifer McClellan.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You made it.
Catherine McPhee.
Kathy, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
David McPherson.
David, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Grayson Claire Marchand with distinction.
Grayson, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Tamara Martin.
Mayor, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Connor McInnes with distinction.
Connor, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Julie Michael.
you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Leona Millet with distinction.
You don't know anybody here. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Good job. Good to see you.
Jack Milligan.
Bag. No, I just hit you with it. Come on, I'll be second. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Kristen Sarah Ann Morris with distinction.
Kristen, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Hunter Morrissey.
Hunter, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome.
Danielle Simone Monroe.
You don't know anyone here. Danielle, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You did a good job. Good to see you.
Laura Jean Newman.
Laura, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Good job. Nice to see you.
Michael O'Connor.
Michael, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome.
Kenneth Ogojifor.
Kenneth, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Tess Anna O'Reilly, Cooperative Education Option.
Hi, Tess, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Allison Penny, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
Allison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Wee Pa Wee Fogogrod.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Victoria Public Cover with distinction.
Victoria, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Brett Purdy.
Brett, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Shen Lu Ren with distinction.
Then Lou, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Jennifer Riley.
Hi. Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Jacqueline Rondeau.
Jacqueline, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Zachary Rooney.
Zachary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Zarina Rubain with distinction.
Serena, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Nicholas Rudolph.
Nicholas, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Maya Sanderson.
Meyer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yasmin Schreiner.
Yasmin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Amanda Scott with distinction.
MSVU. Sandra, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Akia Silver.
Akia, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Welcome.
Gianna Shinners.
Deanne, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Goodbye. You're welcome.
Savannah Sims with distinction.
Savannah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction. Good.
Nathan Stavert.
Nathan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Nicole Surratt.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Carly Terrio, Cooperative Education Option.
Carly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Tanya Tobin with distinction.
Tanya, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction.
Dulette Toussaint.
That I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Anne Tron.
And I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Raina Danielle Tully.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Blaise Pastel Trois-Guirez.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Jessie Danielle Van Buskirk.
Hi, Jesse, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. You're welcome.
Kandakar Abdul Wahid.
Kandakar, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. I'm happy to be here.
Shang Wong.
Sean, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Jennifer Webster.
Jennifer, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Melissa White.
Melissa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Aaron Wynot.
Aaron, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Ibrahim Yamani.
Ibrahim, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Shu Yao with distinction.
To you, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Madam Chancellor, Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in association with Bermuda College on Sharmila Harris with distinction.
Shamila, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration in association with Bermuda College with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Tamara Jackson with distinction.
Tamara, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Chelsea Ray.
Chelsea, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Jared Rigo.
Jared, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Quine Santucci with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
May I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction and all the other things. Good luck.
Madam Chancellor, Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations, Cooperative Education on Courtney O'Coin.
Courtney, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations, Cooperative Education, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Caitlin Aurora Barker with distinction.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. You're welcome.
Morgan Beckwith.
Morgan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations.
Emily May Borgal.
Emily, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Good job. Noisy friends.
Lauren Kraft.
Lauren, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Good job.
Holly Crawford.
Holly, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Emily Crocker with distinction.
Emily, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Samuel Demont.
Samuel, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. You're welcome.
Nicoletta Gallagher with distinction.
Nicoletta, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Desiree Larissa Gillis.
Desiree, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Courtney Goldie with distinction.
Courtney, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Sarah Jackson.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. You're welcome.
Nicole Janes with distinction.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Natalie Knickel.
Natalie, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Victoria Law with distinction.
Victoria, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Madeline Lean.
Madeline, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Bria McDonald with distinction.
Brian, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Brianna McIsaac with distinction.
Brianna, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Madison McMillan.
Madison, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Joseph McAllister.
Joseph, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations.
Kaylin Mundell with distinction.
Caitlin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Taylor Oley with distinction and highest aggregate and the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Taylor, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction, and all the other honors. You did really well.
Rob Petrolos with distinction.
Rob, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Catherine Marie Schiefer with distinction.
Catherine, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Robin Squires with distinction.
Robin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Devin Sturge with distinction.
Devin, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction. Good job.
Leah Vino with distinction.
Rubino, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with distinction.
Madam Chancellor, Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management on Rex Charlton Practica Route.
Oh, yeah, great. Do you want to get the degree? Thank you. On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, oh my God, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Good job. You're done. Don't dance with me. No.
That's all right?
That's right, yep.
Nicole Desailly, Cooperative Education Route with Distinction.
Nicole, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management with distinction. You did a good job.
Leighton Lewis, Cooperative Education Route.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations. Good luck.
Bing Chen Lin, Practica Route with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management with distinction. You did a good job. You're welcome.
Mary Kathleen McDonald, Cooperative Education Route.
Mary, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Rebecca McLeod, Practica Route.
Rebecca, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Melissa McCulloch, Practica Route.
And Melissa, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Sarah Mofford, Practica Route.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Jonathan Stanley Murphy, Cooperative Education Route with distinction.
Jonathan, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. With distinction. Good job.
Sherry R. Sindhu, Practica Route.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management.
Lauren Schneider, Cooperative Education Route.
Lauren, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Good job.
Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study and ask that they be awarded the master's degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Public Relations on Justine Baltuson.
Justine, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Public Relations with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Sarah Murphy.
Sarah, I admit you to the degree of Master of Public Relations. Good to see you.
Jillian Helen Blackman.
Jillian, I admit you to the degree of Master of Public Relations. Good to see you.
Madam Chancellor, Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Arts in Communication on Kelly Pedro, and she also receives the Senate Medal of Distinction.
Kelly, on behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts in Communication with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Madam Chancellor, in addition, we confer the appropriate degrees on all those presented to the University Senate in absentia.
I confer degrees in absentia on those persons so designated by you. Thank you.
We now turn our attention to the presentation of awards that will recognize some of our outstanding graduates. Kappa Gamma Pi Award. Membership in Kappa Gamma Pi, Honor Society of Catholic Universities, is awarded to graduates who, in addition to high scholastic standing and a good record of extracurricular activities, give promise to academic leadership in the future. Our undergraduate Kappa Gamma Pi Award goes to Deandra Doyle, Bachelor of Public Relations. Unfortunately, Deandra was not able to join us this afternoon, but we will make sure she gets her award. The Governor General's Medal Undergraduate. Donated by the Governor General of Canada, this medal is given once per year at the undergraduate level for the highest aggregate in the final 3 years of a degree program. This year's award goes to Allison Carpenter, Bachelor of Business Administration. Allison's performance at MSVU has been nothing short of exemplary. Upon entering the Mount, she was awarded a renewable entrance scholarship, which was renewed each year. She is a true academic, which is demonstrated by her outstanding accomplishment of achieving a GPA of 4.22. She achieved the highest grade among her graduating class and placing her on the Dean's List each year of her studies. Allison majored in management and accounting. In the classroom, it was clear she readily understood even the most challenging material, and because of this, she was selected as a supplemental instructor for the introductory accounting courses. Further demonstrating her academic excellence, Allison maintained her high standards while completing the most challenging courses in accounting, which are required for entrance into the Chartered Professional Accountants program. Allison intends on pursuing her Chartered Professional Accountants designation. She was recently placed in the inventory of successful candidates for a career in finance and internal audit with the federal government. We are confident Allison will excel in whatever career path she chooses. Congratulations, Allison. The Valedictorian Prize provides all valedictorians with a lasting memento of their achievement and contribution to the graduating class. To be chosen valedictorian, the student must have maintained a strong academic record, must have been actively involved in a number of extracurricular activities, either on campus or in the community, and must have been nominated as a fitting spokesperson for the graduating class by their peers and/or their faculty. I'm pleased to present the Valedictorian Award to Amanda Scott. To be chosen, a valedictorian is nominated on the basis of superior academic performance and significant extracurricular contributions to the Mount and to the community at large. Amanda certainly meets these criteria. Amanda transferred to the Bachelor of Business Administration with a major in accounting from Dalhousie University. Since then, she has achieved a grade point average of 4.04. And this academic performance has been recognized with a merit scholarship and the Cooper's Lybrand Scholarship. She was a supplemental instructor in accounting, which benefited many students. In the broader community, she has participated in the Living Charity Program, which constructs and repairs homes damaged by Hurricane Katrina for the residents of New Orleans. Amanda quickly became efficient in framing and installing doors and installing baseboards. Other student participants soon started coming to Amanda to seek her help to develop their construction skills. The Living Charity program also provides an opportunity for personal development, and her involvement in this aspect of the program, as identified by her peers and supervisors, is where she truly shone. Consequently, she became one of the 5 students from across Canada to be invited to the Sisters of Charity Federation and to return the following year. Congratulations, Amanda. And now, Amanda, I'd like to invite you to the podium to deliver your address.
Good afternoon, Chancellor O'Keefe, President Bouchard, Board Chair Keys, honorary degree recipient, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course, all of my fellow graduates. I am incredibly honored to be standing up here today in front of all of you as your valedictorian. This past month, since writing my last exam of my degree, has been absolutely fantastic. No early mornings, rushing to get to class, praying that you'll find a parking spot here on campus. No late nights studying for classes like Rhonda's audit class or Jeff's equities class. This is definitely the least stressful our lives will ever be. But during this month of freedom, I've had a lot of time to reflect on what MSVU has meant to me and what's to come next for all of us. I found myself thinking a lot about time, how quickly it goes, how there's never enough of it, and how we sometimes rush through life from goal to goal without taking a moment to stop and appreciate our accomplishments. I feel like I just started here at MSVU, and now I'm standing up here in a silly, oversized gown, trying to be inspirational to my entire graduating class. So how do we fight the battle against time? How do we ensure that we are living in the moment and appreciating everything that life has to offer us? How do we guarantee that we are living life to the fullest and maximizing our happiness? For the purpose of my short speech today, I've narrowed it down to 3 things we can do. First, I think we need to stop worrying. This one's also for you, Mom. You can't fully appreciate today if you're worrying about tomorrow or about others. Tomorrow is going to happen whether you worry or not. I've spent a good chunk of my degree worrying about what grade I was going to get on an exam, a quiz, or an assignment. And looking back on those times, it was unnecessary worrying, as I clearly ended up passing every class I took, or I wouldn't be standing up here today. I worried about what others thought of me, of my actions. And looking back on that, that was even more unnecessary. It was a waste of my time and energy to be worrying about these things. And at times, it didn't allow me to live in the moment and appreciate all of my time here at MSVU. Worrying has never accomplished anything for anybody, so let's all redirect our energy elsewhere and allow ourselves to live in the moment. Second, as recent graduates, we need to dream big and have big goals and big aspirations. I want each and every one of us to be successful in whatever career we choose to pursue. But make sure you dream about the future without wishing away today. Live in each moment, each day. Find something about every day that was good, that was fun, or that was inspiring. Set goals, but work hard today. Don't allow dreaming about the future to replace living in the moment and appreciating the present. Just don't rush through life. Let's all just slow down. Sometimes we get so caught up in reaching a goal like this one, or getting to a certain promotion at a job, that we forget there's still beautiful days in between those accomplishments. And last, I wish for all of us to enjoy our careers. I know this is something we hear our professors or parents say to us constantly, and I'm positive everyone here has heard the saying, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. This phrase gets repeated to graduates like it's the only career advice we need to be successful. I don't entirely agree with this phrase. I don't want us to confuse passion or enjoyment with hard work. I don't think we should ever feel like we are never going to work a day in our lives. In order to pay the bills and put food on the table, of course we are going to have to earn that, and in turn, work for it. Unless you're planning on winning the lottery, no one is going to do that work for you. You can still enjoy your job and simultaneously recognize that it is hard work. It's still okay to sometimes feel stressed, overwhelmed, or even exhausted from your job. That doesn't necessarily mean we are in the wrong career. I think the phrase should go like this: love what you do, make a living out of it, but still work hard. Remember that there is still a vast difference between work and play. Pretty much every job is going to come with at least a few tedious or boring tasks that will simply never be enjoyable. We can't expect our careers to be perfect, but let's all make sure that we enjoy them, let's say 90% of the time. If we enjoy our careers, the rest of our lives will seem less stressful, and maybe we will be able to appreciate life more and live in the moment. To put it into perspective, there's only 168 hours in a week. If you sleep for 8 hours a night, which I know is a stretch for most, but nonetheless, that's approximately 56 hours a week just sleeping. Stay with me, everyone. I'm an accounting student. I had to throw some math in here somewhere. After factoring in sleep, this leaves 112 hours to your week. If you work for 40 to 60 hours a week, this means that you spend 36 to 54% of your week at your workplace. My point is, we spend a lot of time, sometimes over 50% of our week, working. Don't have a job where you just survive the work week so you can get to the weekend. You'll be wasting your life away, I promise. I know none of us will ever be able to beat the battle against time, and there will always be moments in our lives that we want to wish away, in our personal lives and in our careers. We will never be able to be happy 100% of the time. But as we all move on to the next chapters of our lives, let's try to live in the moment and appreciate all of the things life is going to offer us after graduating. I'd like to take a moment to thank my family, my friends, and the faculty here at MSVU. To my mom and stepdad, thank you for always being my #1 fans. I wouldn't be standing up here today if it wasn't for all of your continuous love and support. You believe in me when I don't believe in myself, and I will never be able to thank you or show you how grateful I feel every day for you both. To my father, who isn't with us anymore, I really hope I made you proud. To my friends, thank you for always having my back. To my professors and faculty here, thank you for all the time you devoted to myself and all of the other graduates here today. Specifically to Scott Daniels, thank you for allowing me all the opportunities you've given me, and thank you for always believing in me. I wouldn't be the person I am today, someone that I am even proud of, if it wasn't for all the amazing people in my life, so thank you. To all of my fellow graduates, congratulations. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck. Remember to stop worrying about the small things in life, dream big, but live in the moment, and please make sure you find a career that you are passionate about. Most of all, be sure to make your time your own, for time is far too precious to let it slip away without a fight. Thank you, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Amanda, and congratulations once again to all of our students.
Good wishes to all of you. Thank you all for coming. Well, I figured the graduates would come, but it's all these other people. Some of you had a lot of vocal support, but some of you that didn't had a lot of support as well. I'd like to invite you to a reception for everyone. It's in the Margaret Norrie McCain Center and the Elizabeth and Fred, I always leave him out, Fountain Atrium. I don't know why, and I know both of them, and they're lovely people. To get to that reception, you take the elevator to the second floor, or take the stairs to the second floor, please. And there's signs, and they've added more signs. People heard me say this morning, you can look up and you can look down, and you can follow your way to the reception, and some of us will see you there. I declare this convocation closed.
Please stand to sing O Canada.